Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Millennium TV USA Daily News. This is Ifat Fatima with top stories. Macron opens door to new Iran deal in talks with Trump. Supreme Court appears ready to uphold Trump's travel ban. Understanding Kim inside the US effort to profile the secretive North Korean leader. Friday's other big summit, why the Modi-Z meeting matters. Ex-Minister M. Shamsul Islam dies. US farmers say chlorine-washed chicken should be part of a UK free trade deal. And Lionel Messi wins fight to register himself as trademark. Those were the headlines, now the detail. French President Emmanuel Macron and US President Donald Trump have indicated they want to aim for a new deal to curb Iran's regional ambitions and ballistic missiles program that would run alongside the existing international nuclear pact. Macron, speaking at a joint news conference Tuesday with Trump while on a state visit to Washington, acknowledged a disagreement between them on the 2015 Iran deal, which Trump has criticized harshly and repeatedly threatened to ditch. Macron, whose visit to Washington is aimed in part at urging Trump to stick with the 2015 Accord, said the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA) should be seen as the first pillar of a broader framework that would also restrict Iran's regional influence, its ballistic missiles, and its nuclear activities post-2025 when the existing deal expires. The U.S. Supreme Court's conservative majority appeared poised to hand President Donald Trump a huge legal victory, signaling on Wednesday it was likely to uphold his contentious travel ban targeting several Muslim-majority countries. Conservative justices, including Chief Justice John Roberts and Anthony Kennedy, a frequent swing vote on the 9-member court, indicated during arguments in the high-profile case their unwillingness to second-guess Trump on the national security justifications offered for the policy. Trump has said the ban is needed to protect the United States from attacks by Islamic militants. The challengers, led by the state of Hawaii, have argued the policy was motivated by Trump's enmity toward Muslims. Lower courts have ruled against each of the three versions put forward by Trump of the travel ban, concluding they violated federal immigration law and the U.S. Constitution's prohibition on the government favoring one religion over another. U.S. intelligence experts are trying to build a profile of Kim Jong-un to give President Donald Trump a competitive edge in one of the most consequential summits since the Cold War, but they face a huge challenge figuring out a secretive North Korean leader few people know much about, following a long tradition of arming U.S. presidents with political and psychological dossiers of foreign leaders ahead of critical negotiations. Government analysts are gathering every new bit of information they can glean about Kim and making adjustments to earlier assessments of what makes him tick, U.S. officials told Reuters. They will rely in part on the impressions drawn by CIA Director Mike Pompeo, who just weeks ago became the first Trump administration official to meet Kim. Pompeo, Trump's pick to become Secretary of State, came back from Pyongyang privately describing the young North Korean leader as a smart guy who was doing his homework for the meetings, according to one U.S. official who described Pompeo's personal view of Kim for the first time. President Donald Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, said on Wednesday he would assert his right under the U.S. Constitution to avoid self-incrimination in a lawsuit filed by adult film star Stormy Daniels, who said she had an affair with Trump. In a filing in Los Angeles federal court, Cohen said he decided to assert his constitutional right after the FBI raided his home, office and hotel room 2 weeks ago. Based on the advice of counsel, I will assert my Fifth Amendment rights in connection with all proceedings in this case due to the ongoing criminal investigation by the FBI and U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Newark, Cohen wrote in the filing. U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Chief Scott Pruitt will face tough questions from lawmakers in congressional budget hearing on Thursday over a long list of alleged ethical missteps plaguing his tenure. The hearings will pose a critical test for Pruitt as the White House becomes increasingly frustrated by news reports on issues ranging from his heavy spending on first-class air travel and security to his rental of a room in a Washington townhouse linked to an energy industry lobbyist. Although President Donald Trump has expressed support for Pruitt for his work scaling back environmental regulations seen as overly burdensome to industry, White House sources have told Reuters that officials are becoming worried about the flow of charges against him. North Korea's pledge to dismantle its Progress nuclear test site sounds like a big step forward, but verifying whether that will actually happen will be difficult, underlining the complexities of any deal it may strike with the United States. The site consists of a system of tunnels dug beneath Mount Mantap in the northeastern part of North Korea. Some of the tunnels may have collapsed, possibly rendering the site unusable, recent Chinese research suggests. Pyongyang said the promise to shut down the Punggye site was to transparently guarantee its dramatic commitment to stop all nuclear and missile tests. Experts say this suggests a new openness on Pyongyang's part ahead of leader Kim Jong-un's summit on Friday with South Korean President Moon Jae-in and subsequent meeting in May or June with US President Donald Trump. It also raised the possibility that Pyongyang would allow on-site verification, they said. Iran's supreme leader called on Muslim nations to unite against the United States, saying Tehran would never yield to bullying, state television reported on Thursday. The Iranian nation has successfully resisted bullying attempts by America and other arrogant powers, and we will continue to resist. All Muslim nations should stand united against America and other enemies, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said. Iran's top authority criticized Trump for saying on Tuesday some countries in the Middle East wouldn't last a week without US protection. Such remarks are humiliation for Muslims. Unfortunately, there is war in our region between Muslim countries. The backward governments of some Muslim countries are fighting with other countries, Khamenei said. Iran and Saudi Arabia have long been locked in a proxy war, competing for regional supremacy from Iraq to Syria and Lebanon to Yemen. While the highly anticipated inter-Korean summit will capture much of the world's attention Friday, another equally consequential meeting will unfold in China on the same day, the outcome of which could affect more than a third of the world's population. Billed as an informal summit, Chinese President Xi Jinping will host Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the central city of Wuhan on Friday and Saturday, the clearest sign yet of thawing relations between the two estranged nuclear powers following last summer's tense military standoff in the disputed border region of the India-China-Bhutan tri-junction. Unlike a more traditional state visit, the casual setting appears specifically calculated to avoid potentially complex policy negotiation and instead provide the two leaders, whose countries comprise more than 2.6 billion people and 17.6% of the global economy, an opportunity to clear the air. Viewers, now going for a short break. We will be right back with the headlines. Ex-Minister M. Shamsul Islam dies. Mother-daughter killed as Maulvi Bazar house catches fire. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina mourns death of poet Bilal Chowdhury. US farmers say chlorine-washed chicken should be part of a UK free trade deal. And Barclays pushed into loss by US payout.
আল আকসা হালাল মিট অ্যান্ড সুপারমার্কেটে আমরা বাংলাদেশ, সাউথ এশিয়া, আফ্রিকা সহ বিভিন্ন দেশের খাদ্যদ্রব্য সঠিক মূল্যে বিক্রি করে থাকি। এখানে পাবেন হালাল বিফ, গোট, চিকেন, ফ্রোজেন ফিশ, ফ্রেশ ভেজিটেবল, কুকিং অ্যাক্সেসরিজ, বিভিন্ন ব্র্যান্ডের কসমেটিক্স এবং গিফট আইটেম সহ নানা সামগ্রী। Al Aqsa Halal Meat and Supermarket, 2109 Starling Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10462.
Information technology, IT. IT is wow. It's stuff your parents haven't even thought of yet. IT is moving, it's mixing, sharing, and more. IT is solving problem, thinking, and processing. IT is making money, saving lives, changing the world. It's a living, it's a life. IT is in your pocket. It's at your fingertips. It's here, there, and everywhere. IT is on CSI, in business, in the lab, it's in the hospital, on the radio, in the movies.
Welcome to Concord IT Development, Total IT Solution. Our services, web development, dynamic web solution, application development, domain registration, web hosting, network solution. We are available on 37-47 73rd Street, Newark, USA. Concord IT Development, Total IT Solution.
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট
একটি স্বপ্নের ঠিকানা, একটি সুন্দর আবাসস্থল। ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট আপনার স্বপ্নের বাস্তব রূপ দেয়।
নতুন ডুপ্লেক্স, অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট, কমার্শিয়াল বিল্ডিং নির্মাণের জন্য নির্ভরযোগ্য একটি প্রতিষ্ঠান।
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট
অত্যাধুনিক ডিজাইন, সর্বশেষ প্রযুক্তির সমন্বয়ে আমাদের কর্মতৎপরতা কনক্রিট, সিমেন্ট আর ইস্পাতের মজবুত বন্ধনে
গড়ে উঠুক আপনার বাড়ি। রোদ বৃষ্টি সহ সকল বৈরিতার বিরুদ্ধে করি সঠিক ট্রিটমেন্ট।
আপনার শহরের প্রাইম লোকেশনে রয়েছে আমাদের অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট।
আপনার কষ্টার্জিত টাকা এবং আমাদের নির্ভেজাল শ্রমে নির্মিত হোক আপনার স্বপ্নের বাড়িটি। আপনার জীবন হোক সুন্দর এবং আনন্দময়।
আমাদের ঠিকানা ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট, 211 ইস্ট 43 স্ট্রিট, সুইট বি, 507, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 10017, ফোন 718-893020।
ইমেল friendsdevelopment@optimum.net। নিশা ট্রেডিং একটি আন্তর্জাতিক মানের গার্মেন্টস প্রোডাক্ট আমদানি ও রপ্তানিকারক প্রতিষ্ঠান। ইউরোপ, এশিয়া ও আমেরিকা সহ বিশ্বের নানা স্থানে বাইং, মার্চেন্টাইজিং এবং ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং করে থাকে। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তিতে তৈরি বিভিন্ন ডিজাইনের পোশাক বাজারজাতকরণ এবং বিপণন এই প্রতিষ্ঠানের লক্ষ্য। প্রতিষ্ঠানের বৈশিষ্ট্য: উন্নত মান নিশ্চিতকরণ, টেকসই পণ্যের নিশ্চয়তা, নির্ধারিত সময়ে পণ্য সরবরাহ, লেনদেনের স্বচ্ছতা ও বিশ্বস্ততা। যোগাযোগের ঠিকানা: USA কর্পোরেট অফিস, 1747 থার্ড স্ট্রিট সুইট 215, জ্যাকসন হাইট, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 11372। বাংলাদেশ কর্পোরেট অফিস, বাড়ি নং 145, সপ্তম তলা, রোড নম্বর 12, ব্লক জি, দক্ষিণ বনশ্রী, খিলগাঁও, ঢাকা 1219।
Viewers, now Millennium News on Bangladesh topic. Former Information Minister M. Shamsul Islam died at a city hospital on Thursday. He was 87. Shamsul Islam, also a former BNP Standing Committee member, breathed his last at United Hospital at 1:40 p.m., said his personal secretary Kamrul Hassan, reports the UNB. He said the former minister had been receiving treatment at the hospital for various old age complications since April 17. He is survived by 2 sons and a host of relatives and admirers. The International Crimes Tribunal on Wednesday sent former Additional Inspector General of Police Wahidul Haq to jail in a case filed for crimes against humanity during the 1971 Liberation War. A two-member bench of International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) led by Justice Amir Hussain passed the order when police produced him before the tribunal today. Earlier, around 11:30 a.m., police produced Wahidul before the tribunal. The tribunal also fixed May 10 for submitting a progressive report. Earlier on Tuesday, Kulchan police picked up Wahidul Haq from his Baridhara residence around 1:30 p.m. in compliance with a warrant issued by the ICT on Monday for his arrest. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on Tuesday expressed deep shock at the death of poet, columnist, translator and journalist Bilal Chaudhary. In a condolence message, the Prime Minister said the Ekushe Prize winner poet made his place in the heart of the people through his poems. He was a pioneer in journalism, she added. She said the write-ups of Bilal Chaudhary will give encouragement to the people of the country. The Prime Minister prayed for the eternal salvation of the departed soul and expressed sympathy to the bereaved family. Viewers of Millennium Business News. Roger Johnson, president of America's National Farmers Union, said U.S. food was perfectly safe and there had been a lot of fear-mongering. The politically influential union represents more than 200,000 U.S. farms. Mr. Johnson also told the BBC that a free trade deal would open up the huge U.S. market to British products and a boost for UK farmers. Agricultural products are likely to form a central part of any free trade deal with America that both the UK and US governments have said they want to sign when Brexit has been completed. Any deal is likely to be controversial, and the British National Farmers Union has already made it clear its reservations about allowing open access to US food products. After the Deutsche Bank accidentally transferred 28 billion euros to a counterparty a few weeks ago, some joked that the payment was a deferred bonus for former CEO Ashu Jain. 4 years after his departure, the German lender is still grappling with the global investment banking business that he championed. Neoboss Christian Savings plan to scale back equities trading and make cuts in the United States and Asia finally lays that vision to rest. Any lingering illusion that the such can be a global competitor was blown away by first quarter results. Even excluding currency movements and numerous one-off charges, revenue from trading fixed income and currencies was down 12%, while equities revenue was broadly flat. That was despite the return of market volatility, which the such had previously reassured shareholders would revive those businesses. The bank also put aside an additional £400 million to cover an increase in payment protection insurance (PPI) mis-selling claims. Barclays reported a pre-tax loss of £236 million compared with a profit of £1.68 billion for the same time last year, but excluding litigation costs, pre-tax profit rose by 1% to £1.7 billion. This quarter, we reached an agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice to resolve issues related to the sale of residential mortgage-backed securities between 2005 and 2007, said Chief Executive Jess Talley. The bank still intends to pay shareholders a dividend of 6.5 pence per share. The European Union has started monitoring imports of aluminium to determine whether US tariffs have led to a surge in shipments of the metal into Europe, the EU official journal said on Thursday. Data collected on the quantity and value of incoming aluminium products will help the bloc decide whether to take measures to limit imports. The European Commission began an investigation last month to assess the need for potential safeguard measures for steel. Steel imports have been under surveillance since April 2016. Viewers, now Millennium Environment, Science and Technology News. The survival of gorillas in the forests of Africa depends on guns, germs, and trees. So say the scientists behind the largest ever survey of western lowland gorillas across their range. The study, based on a decade's worth of field research, found more gorillas than in previous estimates. However, the vast majority are in unprotected areas where they are at risk from illegal poaching, Ebola, and habitat destruction. A study links the long-term use of some drugs with a higher risk of dementia. In England, 1.5 to 2 million people are likely to be taking anticholinergics for depression, Parkinson's, and bladder problems. University of East Anglia researchers found more cases of dementia in patients prescribed larger quantities of particular anticholinergics. But experts said patients should not stop taking them as their benefits may outweigh any risk. The European Union has launched its latest Sentinel Earth Observation Spacecraft. Sentinel-3B is a multi-purpose satellite but will concentrate much of its work over the oceans, monitoring their behavior and health. The spacecraft went up on a converted intercontinental ballistic missile from Russia's Plastic Cosmodrome. It will join an identical platform, Sentinel-3A, which was sent into orbit 2 years ago. This is now the seventh satellite the EU has lofted in its ambitious Copernicus program, which seeks to put the biggest volume of Earth observation data ever acquired into the hand of policymakers, scientists, businesses, and the general public. Facebook's chief technology officer is to promise MPs that the social network will act to make political advertising far more transparent for UK users. Mike Schroeder will say that his firm will be ready to authorize ads in time for England and Northern Ireland's May 2019 local elections. He will make the pledge while giving evidence to a Parliament committee. Facebook had previously committed itself to similar action in the US later this year. Viewers, the Millennium Sports News. A European court has ruled that Lionel Messi, the world's top-earning footballer, can trademark his own name. The Barcelona and Argentina fought a 7-year fight to be able to use his name on sports goods and clothing. His original application was challenged by the Spanish cycling brand Messi, which argued that the names were too similar and would cause confusion. But the EU's General Court ruled that the footballer was too well known for confusion to arise. The ruling comes days after France Football magazine reported Mr. Messi had overtaken Cristiano Ronaldo as the highest earner in football with an income of €126 million. Cricketer MS Dhoni has the best fan base after Sachin Tendulkar in India. As a captain, as a batsman, and as a keeper, his contributions to the Indian cricket have been priceless, and it is barely surprising to see him getting this kind of love these days. The fans are aware of the fact that Dhoni is nearing the end of his career and they would see him for another 2 years maximum. Maybe that is one reason he is getting some resounding ovations when he is walking out to bat these days, reminiscing of the days when people would go bonkers watching Sachin Tendulkar coming out to bat. Before ending, the headlines are once again. Macron opens door to new Iran deal in talks with Trump. Supreme Court appears ready to uphold Trump's travel ban. Understanding Kim inside the US effort to profile the secretive North Korean leader. Friday's other big summit, why the Modi-Z meeting matters. Ex-Minister M. Shamsul Islam dies. US farmers say chlorine-washed chicken should be part of a UK free trade deal. And Lionel Messi wins fight to register himself as trademark. This is all for now from Millennium TV USA Daily Newsroom. To get any kind of news, please log into our social website facebook.com/millenniumtvusa and youtube.com/millenniumtvusa. Moreover, to get the most updated news, please visit our website www.millenniumtv.org and www.millenniumtvusa.com. Stay with Millennium TV USA. Allah Hafiz.